After posting Andy's blog about Nick Griffin, and spending all day arguing with racists, bigots and ill-informed idiots, I decided that there was much more to say about the matter, and I feel we must treat Mr. Griffin with the disdain he deserves. Somehow this man has gained a few seats, and more support from the disgruntled Brits than ever before, but I'd like to point out what he's openly coming out with is just the tip of the iceberg. Once it was just racist thugs supporting the BNP, now it seems that many people are jumping on the bandwagon because our country has a few problems. So Mr. Griffin wants to take a firmer stand on illegal immigrants. That sounds fair enough, because we are in debt. But then there's more to it than that. Should this man get into power, he wants to start deporting people, immigrants and descendants of ethnic minorities, regardless of the fact that they were born in the UK and belong here. Now, does this really sound like the kind of thing that you want to support? He wants to bring back national service, which may sound like an idea, but not all young people hanging around in the streets causing trouble. When they've finished their service, he will make it compulsory that they keep a rifle in their home so they can shoot intruders. You might say, well, it would deter burglars. Possibly, but it might also make some burglars come along with their own weapons that are bigger, and we turn Catford into Boys in the Hood. And what about people who don't keep guns? Imagine the new breed of criminals breaking into your granny's house armed to the hilt with their own criminal safety in mind. So, Britain will go from being a place admired for its safety to a breeding ground for paranoia, because you never know when you're going to get woken up in the middle of the night with a gun in your face. Griffin wants to outlaw multiculturalism. Where do we start on that? From a man who claims he's not a racist. How do we explain our ancestors without immigration? Britain is multicultural. That is what we are. Why would any of you want to do away with multiculturalism and live on fish and chips until you end up a great big cholesterol-filled windbag? So what about the plans to abolish income tax? Sounds great. The ultimate carrot on a stick. Only trouble is, you'd need the IQ of a donkey to believe it. No party has ever been daft enough to try and promise something like this, especially one that wants to turn the entire youth into soldiers and send the rest of the existing army to guard every single coastline and pay anyone that doesn't fit in its particular English criteria to bugger off somewhere else. The BNP also wishes to outlaw homosexuality. Now, how the hell are they going to uphold such a ridiculous law as that? Some may say, well, that's good, because homosexuals and gay people are unnatural. Well, whatever you think. One thing I'm sure about though is people don't turn gay because they've got the freedom to do so. Call them weird, bent or whatever, but one thing you can't say is it's unnatural, because people all over the world are gay. And being as have been persecuted for such a long time, I can't see that any of them have been doing this for any other reason, because it is in their nature. The BNP and its followers go on about bringing back freedom of speech as if it had gone away in the first place, and then come up with a bunch of restricted ideas such as these. I have friends who are gay, and some are black and mixed race, etc., and I consider personality much higher in people than skin colour, race or gender preference. So I guess if you are a supporter of the BNP, you would blank anyone who isn't straight and Caucasian, no matter how decent, interesting or intelligent or entertaining they may be. So, Lenny Henry and Leona Lewis, you got to go. Graham Norton, Alan Carr and Stephen Fry, get in jail now! Is this starting to sound a bit ridiculous? What about Nick Griffin, Prime Minister? How would he get on with Barack Obama? Some have forgotten what the BNP actually stands for. It's a whites-only club that has or had connections with organised football hooligans and rioting. It's a splinter group from the National Front, which was supported by violent skinheads. Hitler got into power by offering what would have seemed like a bunch of common sense proposals. Once he got into power, look what he did. Now, this may be just an assumption here, but what do you think Nick Griffin is going to do? What do you think a gay-hating, racist, gun-living control freak is going to do?